Jenny's back on the block.
I used to live here.
Hello, everybody, and
Superstar.
welcome to... Oh, there we go. Welcome to... We're just off to a good start again. Welcome to this Xbox Live episode 326, Avatar's Return, Part 2. We actually recorded this show yesterday and had some major problems with audio, and we've got that corrected. So we lost Brun tonight, unfortunately, during the re-record, but I do got Rob with me, and that's all I need. So say hello, Rob.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Rob, also known as Presar, and I am the other half of the dynamic duo tonight.
You're going to run most of the show, because I am going to be muting a lot.
It's my house. It's my show. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Well, actually, then it'll be kind of like this this Board Game Life podcast, where it's a solo thing, and I can do most of the talking, right?
You can do it all, man.
Yeah, no. The people want to hear your lovely voice as well.
Not this week.
Well, they don't want to hear you coughing, but they'll want to hear your sweet voice. It's harmonious.
You're
It's
right.
like a warble. It's like a warble.
I'm
You
just
coughing
hoping. Yeah, I'm just
Are
hoping
you
no
trying
one
to
can hear
stifle
it
one?
tonight.
Spare us all. Spare us all.
So you're gonna have to, let me go ahead and run for a moment, and you mute and listen, and make sure you can't hear me coughing. So, so eventually, yes, we are a day late. We actually aren't a day late. We did record yesterday, and we were about 90 minutes into the show when somebody was nice enough to point out that they could hear me coughing. And it turns out we had problems with our setup. Our wonderful program that I just am beginning to really despise did an update and switched its mic input to my webcam without me knowing it. So the whole night I'm sitting here muting my headset every time I cough, like now.
Yeah, for Skype. It was nice and muted. I never heard you cough, not even once.
Even when you saw me? Okay, so I'm sitting here doing this the whole night. Finally, 90 minutes in, someone's like, hey, I think they just hopped into the show, and they're like, dude, you're coughing, I can hear you. And I'm like, I'm muting, and I got ticked off, and I was like, I'm muting. I'm even holding the button up. Look, see the red light? I'm muting. And it turns out that he was correct. And when we finished the
He was
show,
very correct.
yes, he was, and it was horrible. Oh my gosh, my apologies out to everybody that watched the show yesterday. It was weird. It sounded like the mic was down in my lungs. It was so bad, and you could tell right away. As soon as it started, I knew, because it sounded like I was recording in a bathroom or something. I'm like, that's not my headset mic. So it was. So we're redoing the show, and we're sans Brun. I apologize. And Rob's going to do most of the talking because I do still have a cough going on. So,
Is it one of those where, like, as you're talking, that's when it kind of like tickles your throat and
Yes.
it's trying to get you to cough?
Yes.
Oh, those are the worst.
I've been sick since the beginning of the year, and this is what's left. And
You've been sick all
I've
year?
been sick for a year, dude.
You've been sick all of 2015. Well, just get it out of the way.
I'm
Just
hoping,
get it out of the
man.
way so it'll be smooth sailing the rest of the year.
So, if you were here last night, you're going to get a nice repeat of the show, and but we're going to try to improve, I guess, make it a little bit more enjoyable. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, because we had some technical issues beyond that. I got disconnected, some audio issues, and
Yeah, you
all
dropped
sorts of
out.
stuff. So,
You dropped out completely for a while.
yeah, I got Skyped. Actually, first my audio went out, then I couldn't recover from it, and then actually Skype just booted me out altogether. But then second time in was okay. So you had your issues, I had mine. I think Brun, he did last night unscathed.
I think he was okay, but now he's not here. So, Gunny, I know you're out there watching. Man, if you can hear me cough, please let me know. But you should not be able to. I've disabled that microphone, and I've I've like quadruple checked my XSplit tonight, and it is using the correct
Tape
mic.
over it.
But I'm a little still concerned. It was so horrible. So, yeah, Gunny, when you see me in the video hacking up a lung, if you hear me, let me know, please.
It's like, I can hear you coughing all the way in Chicago.
All right, so let's just
10 states away.
let's jump into it. Let's get going.
All right, all right. So, one thing that we do want to kind of cover real quick before we get on with the show is there have been a bunch of questions on exactly how the whole Amazon link thing works and just some of the specifics because people want to support the show and they're not quite sure that they're doing it right. So, I just want to cover really quickly just basically the just the whole thing because we do mention it every week, and this is how we actually make the show happen. Pays for our server costs, and then we just take whatever else is left over and we give it back to the community. We give our giveaways. Everything that we're giving away is basically from that. So how it functions is that if you go to thisxboxlife.com, so it's thisxboxlife.com /Amazon, or you go to the This Xbox Life website, and on the right side in the sidebar towards the top, you'll see some Amazon links. If you click on either one of those, it'll take you to Amazon. That loads our affiliate link as a cookie, I guess, an Amazon cookie onto your system. It stays there for 24 hours or until you make your first purchase or until that cookie gets overwritten with somebody else's affiliate link. So there is like a timed thing for it, and what we can just tell you is just go there for every purchase, click through that link, or go to this Xbox Life /Amazon, and just do your shopping through there that way. And I did want to mention also that you need to go to the link before you put the item in your cart. If it's already in your cart, and then you go to the link, it's kind of backwards, and it won't work. The credit won't go to the show. And it doesn't cost you anything extra. It's just a little piece of the purchase goes to us instead of Amazon. They don't keep it themselves. They just give it to us kind of like as a finder fee, kind of bringing you into their system. And there also is a system in place where it'll take you to one of the country affiliate links. Because I think, Mark, you said that there were 7 of them, 7 or 8, something like that. Was
Something
it
like that.
UK, France, Germany, a couple of the European countries over there? It should automatically direct you to the country that you are in and load the appropriate link for your country. So if you're outside of one of those countries, then it'll just take you, I think, to the regular US Amazon page. And at that point, I guess it doesn't work anyway. So that's basically how it works. And, just support the show, and we'll just give it back to you guys in the way of fun contests, giveaways, and all that good stuff. And I think it's about it, right? I think it covered all the
That works. Yep.
key parts. Yeah.
And I know you went into that last night. I asked you to go into that
Yeah.
because I've been getting a lot of questions on
Yeah.
how does it work? How they, people can't. So I just kind of wanted you to essentially. But my question, Rob, is if they just go to xboxlife.com /Amazon, can they do that even when they're outside of the U.S.? Because
Yes.
doesn't that link just go to the U.S. site?
No.
Okay.
It does some form of geolocation. It figures out what country that you're in,
Okay.
and it takes you to the Amazon link of the country that you're at. If you wind up at the Amazon one, then I think it's we don't have an affiliate, or the US one, we don't have that affiliate, or something like that. So it should take you to the right place.
Okay. And I know
That's
if you
it.
click on the box, if you click on the link on the website, it works the same way. It'll take you to the U.S., UK, Spain, Germany, Italy, France, and Canada are the affiliates that we do have. So
Yeah.
should
And
auto
when you,
direct you to the appropriate store.
yeah, and when you click on the link, it'll take you to the Xbox One page because it's got to take you somewhere. It's got to take you to a product. So we just arbitrarily chose the Xbox One, but then from that point you can search for whatever you want, and the affiliate link will be tagged properly.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, that's that. So should we move on to what we've been playing?
Let's do it.
All right. Here, I'll get rolling with that. So I've been playing a bunch more Skylanders Trap Team. My son got a whole bunch of goodies for Christmas. Santa was very good for him. Got him a whole bunch of traps, a whole bunch of characters. So he's been waiting excitedly for me to come home from work to play with him, which is cool. He's my little gamer buddy at home. And I've been really enjoying that game. It's a lot better than Infinity, and I'm definitely glad I decided to give it a shot as opposed to Infinity 2.0. And it's just so cute. It's funny. The characters, they say like some witty stuff, and there's a guy in there. What's his name? His name's Flynn. I think it's Patrick Warburton. You know who that is, Mark? He played
No.
Putty on Seinfeld. He was the
Oh,
Tick.
yes. I
You
know
know,
him.
he's got that unmistakable voice. He does some
Yes.
cartoon
Yeah,
characters
he's
and all that.
the pilot dude from Trap Team or from Skylanders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Flynn was his name.
Flynn.
So
Yeah.
yeah, he's funny. He's funny. He makes me laugh. That's right, because you played the other ones, right?
I did
Swap
the
Force
first. I did
or
the
the
first
first one.
two, and my youngest son has Swap Force on his DS.
So you did regular and Giants.
I played all the way to regular, and I played part of Giants, and just got
Okay,
kind of bored with it.
yeah. But it's a cute game. My son definitely likes it, and it's our bonding time. I just wish he would stop canceling all of the little dialogues and everything. It's like patience. Listen to what they tell you. Don't hit A all the time
No, just hit A,
and
dude.
skip
It's
it.
about playing.
No, you
Yes,
want to
your
know the
son. No,
story.
story schmory. Who cares?
Hey, you gotta stick. You gotta stick with me, not with him. All right. I'm your co-host. You side with me.
Whatever. I'm gonna have to put. I'm
Yeah.
putting your son on here. We should have him on here to replace Brun.
Oh yeah. Actually, no, he's in bed right now. We'd have to record a lot earlier. But yeah, so Skylanders Trap Team, definitely a blast. And then I've been continuing the story in Rise. Definitely enjoying that one. I love the combos, the executions or whatever they call them. Those are pretty cool, and I'm really liking the story. It's extremely thematic, very, very, very thematic. And then there was something else that I was playing. What the heck was it? Oh, Forza Horizon 2. I did want to make a comment about this. I don't think I've ever said this before on the show, and that's that music-wise, did I ever talk about the music in there
Yeah, I think so.
recently?
I think we talked about it when it came out.
Long time ago, yeah. So music-wise on the show, the only radio station that I listen to is Bass Arena, and after playing it for so long, what's funny is that when I'm in the car, that's when I listen to satellite radio, and I've got Sirius in the car, and whenever some of the songs from Forza Horizon come on, it's like immediate. It immediately triggers something in me, and like I immediately think of Forza Horizon. It's like so ingrained. It's like the repetition of the music in the background. And it's not distracting either. But as soon as I hear it, I immediately think of the game. It's like one of those things of where how smells trigger, like this, smells of you're walking around, you smell something, and it triggers a memory of something like from when you're a little kid. You know what I'm talking about? No. Okay, whatever. But it's just amazing. Like the songs will immediately make me think of Forza Horizon and like some race that I had, and it's like those songs are like forever ingrained with Forza Horizon in my
Yeah.
mind.
Okay.
So
I kind of know what you mean. It reminds me of back when I was playing a lot of Battlefield 2.
yeah,
And if I was driving past the post office and the flag was at half staff, I'd want to jump out of my car and run over and lay down by the flag
what?
to get it to go up, you know? Capturing the flag, it was halfway down, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's when you
nice.
know you're playing too much Battlefield. All of a sudden you bail from your car and you dolphin dive to the bottom of the flagpole waiting for it to rise up. So yes,
Oh,
I get the
man.
whole, I get the music. Yes, I know what
That's
you're.
so funny. Nice. But besides that, I did hit the holiday sale pretty hard, especially at the end. And I've got to say that Microsoft probably did the most damage on me in this holiday season than probably all the previous holiday seasons combined. They just had some fantastic sales. I wound up picking up the Lego movie. No, yeah, the Lego game, the movie. What's it called? Yeah, Lego the movie game. It was on sale for like $12 or $13. I picked up Diablo 3, as you and Brun were talking about it all the time. So I figured I would get it with it being on sale. And there was something else too. No, I can't think of what it was. But there were so many great deals out there for those, 12, 15 days that they had that. And I would love to see them do that again. And I sort of don't want them to do it again. Because my wallet's like, no, no, don't do it.
Well,
But
there is some sales going on right now. I don't know if you're aware of.
oh no, I probably shouldn't know. Okay, what's on sale?
I'm looking up my post. I just posted it a little bit ago. Of course, there's the two free games, but then Zoo Tycoon is $20.
Ah,
Max the Curse of Brotherhood
matters.
is $4.95.
That's a great game, and that's a
Yeah.
great price on it. But
Um,
a lot of people have that one already. I'm
well,
sure.
not anybody that's just new to the console as of this
Yeah,
holiday. You
that's
can't
right.
beat
And
$5, dude. That is
yeah,
it's the best $5 you'll ever spend.
because yeah, that game was what? Was it $10 or $15? Do you
I
remember?
thought we paid 20 for it, didn't we?
No, it
When it,
wasn't that much. It
I
was
don't know.
either like 9.99 or 14.99.
It had to
At
be at least $15.
Yeah, at $15, it is totally worth it.
I
At
think it's worth.
five
I think
dollars,
it's
it
worth
is
20.
like, yeah, it's at $5. It's like if you don't buy it, it's like, what's the matter with you?
I can't
That's how
believe
much
that
it is.
turned out to be one of the first games free on the one because I mean, there's other games that they could have given away that were
Yeah,
garbage. This don't let that freebie from a year ago
yeah.
fool you.
And I wonder if maybe like the general Xbox person, if they didn't really give it a chance. I know it was one of the first games that came out because I think it came out in December. So the console came out on November 22nd, and I think Max came out about 2 or 3 weeks later, right?
Yeah, similar, but
Something like that. I want to say like December 7th, but
but anyways,
sure on
there's
that. But
a there's an NBA 2K15 and a W2K15 bundle.
mhm,
So the basketball wrestling
yeah,
bundle, both games $80.
right.
Forza Motorsport 5 is $30, and Styx Master of Shadows is $12. So those are for gold subscribers right now. I am, like I said, plus the two freebies. But I did notice that today, and I posted it in the group just in case
Yeah.
anyone was interested.
And I saw on the 360 they had Forza Horizon 2, I believe, and the season pass and GTA 5. I think that was what was in the pains. So there's some decent stuff out there for sure.
Okay,
But
Rob. Quick question
but
from the chat.
yeah.
Do we have is there like a Unity, an Assassin's Creed Unity? You do have that, right?
Yeah.
Is there a TXL club? Do you know if for the multiplayer side?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Okay, well we'll check if Brun set one up, and I'll tell Brun to get one added if there isn't.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one game I tried it initially right when they were having all the issues with it, and then I just put it on the back burner and I started playing Rise. So it's one that I've got to get back to. Probably by the time I get back to it, they'll have everything worked out. The DLC will be out. It'll be long out. Actually, DLC's coming out tomorrow, but we'll go into that a little more later.
All right. Well,
Still there?
I just shot an email after Ron asking him about it and asking
Yeah.
him to create it because I don't have the game. So, but I would like him or you to host that or manage
Okay.
that.
Right on.
So, but all right, cool. So what I've been playing this week, I played a lot of Far Cry 4. Enough that I've actually 100%ed the achievements in that game. It's the
Very
first
nice.
time I've done that in a very long time. Really had fun with the game. Put over 40 hours into it, and
Oh.
I'm looking. I'm ready for more.
Really?
Yeah, I think if they put DLC out for that, I'm gonna have to jump on it. So,
Hey, I have to ask you a quick question before you continue with that. So I did pick it up a couple weeks back, and when I started playing it, I really had a hard time with the visuals in that game. Did you notice that at all? Where it just the movement was a little strange,
no,
like when you would be walking down the corridors, like right in the beginning, for example, when you go to dinner with that one guy, I forgot his name, and
oh yeah,
then he leaves you to like wander around that building,
right.
and it's like two levels. It just it I felt like I had like tunnel vision as I was moving through there. Like things weren't moving at a proper speed, or maybe my character was moving too fast or faster than most other games. You didn't notice anything different?
No, I really didn't.
Okay.
But don't let that deter you because you are not indoors 99% of the game. You're outside.
Right. Hmm.
So, but cool.
Yeah, it won't deter me.
Alrighty, it's a fun game. I
Yeah.
did play Forza Horizon 2 also because I did get my gold wristband, which means I hit a
Wow.
level 150. So, and I actually recorded
Wow.
that on Twitch and posted that video up actually today. Not that anybody wants to watch me race for an hour and a half, but I did. There's like an hour and a half video of me getting my last 10 levels. It was
Cool.
fun. I really enjoy that game. Um, I did play some Limbo. I tried Limbo for a couple of minutes. Didn't like it at all.
How
Um,
so? Like,
I,
what
it's
didn't you like
I,
about it?
it just starts. It's like it doesn't tell you to do anything, and it's like you're trying to figure out what is it you're supposed to do. Like
Yep.
it doesn't, not at all does it ever tell you what button to hit or what you're supposed to do. I'm like, what's the friggin' point? And then
Figure it out.
I want to freaking tell me what I'm supposed to do.
You want
Dying
everything
over and over
spoon
while I
fed?
try to figure out what button does what is retarded. And then it gets to a point where like there's these three traps in a row.
Yeah.
It's right. I'm like right in the beginning of the game. I mean, it's right in the beginning. I can't get past them. I was like, it just keeps. I keep stepping on them. I can't jump over them. I don't know. And there's like nothing to swing on or not. I don't know. It's just like
Yeah.
this is dumb. I don't. You gotta at least give me some controls. Tell me what the controls are. I don't want to figure out what the controls are. I was like, come on, you guys are
There's
that
like
weak that you can't, even tell me hit A to jump, hit B to run, hit whatever, Y for whatever to latch onto something, and
there's really only two controls. You have the left stick to move, and then like the right button is like what, jump and
I don't know. I know at one
interact, and
point
that's it.
I had to pull a box out or something, but it
Oh
was
yeah.
just I probably could, but it was just it just right off the bat I was just like, psh, done, delete. And I'd
No,
also tried oh, what was the other game that didn't last but a couple of minutes? Um, I can't remember what it was. I tried something else, and I'm just like, this blows as well. Um, I think I don't know if it's my age or what. I just seem to be a lot pickier with what I'm playing these days. It's just like Sunset Overdrive, Forza Horizon 2, and Far Cry 4 are really the only games I think this holiday season that I have just, it's like I can't get enough of them.
right.
Everything else that I would typically, you'd think I'd really enjoy, like Call of Duty, it's like Call of Duty was good, but it's like, it's the same thing over and over. And then I tried playing the Wolfenstein game again the other day,
Yeah.
and I'm just like so annoyed that there's no waypoints that I have to hit X to pick up every thing like armor and ammo, and I mean you got to hit the button to hit everything. And what kills me is it's like there's a button, it'll tell you hit X to pick this up, but it won't tell you what you're supposed to do in the game. You're just wandering around until and hopefully following the correct path. And it's just like I think I want things that are more, I don't know, maybe more engaging, more. I think it's just my play style is changing.
Yeah, it sounds to me like you want more action and less like you don't really want to think about it because
I
just thinking about like your play styles. So for example, like the Forzas, you really don't think a whole lot. You just do it.
No, Far Cry requires you to do some thinking on some of the things. I do like the games that you can just get in, like Diablo 3. Now, some people might say, no, that does require you to think. There's a lot to it. Yes, it's a type of game you can really dive into and really get down to the nitty-gritty on your armor sets and what they do and all this type of stuff. However, at the same time, you can just sit there and mash buttons. Okay?
Right.
I do like that type of action game. I do, and I've put so many hours in Diablo 3. Mm-hmm. And I think Sunset kind of fills that. It's over the top, crazy, just fast paced, just blowing stuff up and running and doing stuff.
Extremely fast paced.
However,
extremely.
Far Cry 4 is slower paced. It's a really good shooter, but there's so many different things to do. Like when you're doing an assassination mission, you have to figure out it's all stealth. You can't just go run and gun because it will fail. So you have missions where you have to take one dude out, loot his body, and then get out of the area without being detected. Right. Now, you can try to stealthily kill everybody else and then him, or try to just get him and sneak out and, and so you do got to think, and there are missions that require you to think. So it's not that I don't want to I do like the summer action blockbuster movies where you just sit there and go, oh, great movie, boom, stuff blowing up, and you're eating your popcorn and drinking your stuff. I mean, that's great. I love it. But sometimes I like a movie that I walk out and I'm like, wow, that was pretty cool. And you talk about it with your wife and it sparks this conversation about thoughts, Right. So I like that too. But things like, and someone mentioned Shadow of Mordor. That was the other one. I actually tried to go back to that yesterday. I can't do it, man. I'm done. I've unpinned it. It's hidden back in the games and apps. And it's sad because that's a game I thought I was going to love, and I just can't get into it. I just can't, and I'm not sure why.
I wouldn't think that you would like that, really, just because. I remember games like Fallout and such. Really didn't care for those, and to me, that is very similar. Like the full-on RPG style game.
I think as I'm getting older, I do think I'm kind of gearing more towards the RPG stuff, but more of the action, like Mass Effect 3. I don't want a lot of in-depth. I don't want to sit and look at my inventory for an hour trying to figure out, and playing inventory management. And, it's like, give me more of like a Borderlands type of RPG-ish, if you will. I think that's kind of where my tastes are going. I kind of want more, and I'm tired of just the same old thing. I'm tired of the Call of Duties. I'm tired of the, But then again, like on Limbo, I can enjoy a game that's pretty simple. But to not even tell me what to do, it's like, okay, if you couldn't put effort into telling me this button jumps and this does this, then I'm not going to bother with your game, Nice. I'm like, forget it.
Yeah, because I really think that a game like Limbo is very much it's a puzzle game, and you go in and you basically figure out everything. It really doesn't tell you anything. And there's some areas in there, they're tough. They are tough. Like actually right in the beginning, I don't know how far you got, but there's a spot with a spider.
In which game?
In Limbo.
Oh,
like right in the beginning with the huge ass spider.
I didn't get that far. I couldn't even get past the 3 bear traps on the ground. I got in a boat. I got as far as the boat. Seriously,
Okay,
I was
yeah.
probably 2 minutes into the game. And I couldn't get past the stupid traps on the ground. And I'm like,
And you were in
okay, I
limbo.
run and hit the A button and it jumps and I land in the third trap. And okay, well, let me try to get real close to the first one. Nope, bam, it snags me. I'm like, whatever, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't, I wanted, I don't know. I think I'm just being more picky with, I buy a lot of stuff and I think I'm tired of getting burned like Shadow of Mordor. And
Yeah.
again, I know a lot of people love Mordor. I thought I was going to
Oh
love it
yeah.
too. I don't know if it just came out at the wrong time, but I remember when I first played it, I played it for like 2 hours, and I was just like, man, I don't get it. I don't get what's going on. The buttons are, they'll pop up and say, hit this button to do this, and it's like a 2 or 3 sentence long thing, and it goes, here how to do it. Oh, no, we're taking it away. So I'm like partially reading what it says to do, and then it disappears. I'm like, well, I don't even know what that button does. I didn't get to read it.
Yeah.
And then it's like it just kind of dumped you. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? And it was a game I was really excited about.
Yep.
But it came out the same day that Forza Horizon 2 came out, and of course I spent like the first week playing that.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. It's just I think it's more
You know.
my style and just my tastes are changing. I think so. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in
Uh,
2015.
and
I
plus,
think I
is
might buy less games this year.
and plus, I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff coming out. But one thing that I found is as you progress, you tend to cycle through your gaming habits. And what I mean by that is that there'll be a time where, let's say, you just get totally burned out of games and you need to take a little bit of break. And then you miss the games. Then you get in it, you hit it pretty hard, and you tend to hit a certain genre more than others. And then you kind of go through and you cycle through everything, and then like the cycle kind of repeats. At least that's what I've kind of found with me a little bit, where I'll go through a time where it's not that I'm not interested in gaming. It's just like I don't have the time, and any time that I do get, I'll just like play for a little bit and then almost like get guilted into quitting. Because like, oh, I've got to do this or I've got to do that, just because you get so backed up with things you got to do, like around the house or for work or whatnot, and it just cycles. It just you go through this thing and it repeats and repeats and repeats. Do you find that at all?
Yeah, I think I don't
Yeah,
know.
because no, because I know over the years, there's been a couple of times where you've said that you're just so tired of gaming, right?
Yeah, I
And
get.
we've all been there.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
and I get in a
and then you
rut, and
get
then
sucked
something
back
comes
in.
out, something. But it's
Yeah.
like the stuff that's pulling me in is like stuff that I normally like. Diablo. I never played Diablo until Diablo 3.
Really?
Yeah, Far Cry. The original Far
Never?
Cry was a shooter. I never played Diablo 1 or 2. I did play Diablo 3 on the 360 and loved it. Played it all the way through with one character. And then when it came out on the 360 or on the Xbox One with the new expansion, I bought it again. And oh my gosh, put probably 8 times the amount of time into it that I did on the
Yeah.
360. So, um, but sorry, I'm like trying to read the chat and think and talk to you and listen to you all at the same time. I can't multitask. Um,
And you're
so
trying to cough at the same time.
yeah, exactly, I'm trying to mute. But the stuff that gets me, it's like stuff that kind of surprises me, like Dead Island was one that kind of surprised me. I mean, that's kind of a really good game. I loved that game.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Far
different.
Far Cry originally was a shooter, which I never completed the whole game because it was just a shooter game. Far Cry
The
2
original
was
Far Cry. Okay.
yeah, the Far Cry 2 was like this big open world thing. I never really got into it, didn't like it. It was just like driving back and forth. And you'd like go through this outpost and clear it, and then the next time you came by, they'd kill you because all of a sudden they're back. So I never played that one. Far Cry 3, I played. I really liked it. When in Far Cry 4, when I first started playing it, my only complaint was this is Far Cry 3. It's just a reskinned. It's like they regurgitated the same game. However, I still really enjoyed it. It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. There was so much to do. I'm looking forward to like Just Cause 3. Just Cause 2 was a lot of fun. So I think I not like I don't like GTA games.
Yeah.
I've tried GTA 4, and I kind of like the story, sort of, but I didn't like the game itself, and I always get to a point where I get stuck and couldn't go any further. I tried GTA 5, I couldn't get very far, and I just didn't like it.
Same
But
thing.
other open world games like Red Dead Redemption, or there was one on the 360 called Saboteur, which was awesome. It was so
Hmm.
much fun. There's some open world games that I really, really have enjoyed. Far Cry 4 being one of them. So I
And there
think
was
it's like
Sleeping
depends.
Dogs, right?
That I
Was
loved that
another
game. I
one.
thought that
Yeah.
was so much fun, and it was something that I'm not really, I didn't expect. So I think my tastes are starting to change as I get older, and I think I'm starting. I like shooters, but I want a shooter with some depth to it. Something like Far Cry 4, where there's a lot more to do in the game, where you're trying to do different things, and there's just a
Yeah.
there's a lot to it. Instead of just a 4-hour campaign and then multiplayer, which you may or may never go and play. Um,
Yep.
and I was a huge Call of Duty fan. I'm just tired of the Call of Duty. I'm tired of the Doom games. You know, I need something new. So,
Yes.
like Crackdown 3, baby. Wow, this was we went way off topic, and this was not covered in last night's show. Um, so,
No, it
anyways, I
wasn't.
also did.
Actually, last night's show was about done by now.
Yeah, I also
Uh,
messed with some HBO Go. I've recently re-looked at my DirecTV, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I kind of want HBO because there was, like I said earlier, I was sick the beginning of this year, so I did a lot of time just laying around watching TV, and I was watching Boardwalk Empire through Amazon Prime, so the first season was free. Didn't realize till I got hooked on it and watched the whole first season that seasons 2 through 5 cost you money. So I was like, well, I don't want to pay all that. So I'm like, you know what? I would like to get HBO, and then I could have HBO Go, and then I could watch Boardwalk Empire. I could also watch stuff like Game of Thrones that everybody talks about that I've not seen. And so I decided to look into that, made some adjustments. Actually, ended up getting HBO for only $1 more, which is
cool.
awesome. So I've been watching a lot of HBO Go, which is a pretty cool app when it works. I does seem to not want to work through Xbox Live at night when everybody's online. I guess works great during the day, and then all of a sudden in the evening it craps out. So I'm not sure what the deal is, but been doing been doing a lot of TV watching too. So oh, and then today I actually started watching Halo Nightfall. If you
Oh
didn't
yeah, yeah.
buy Halo Master Chief and want to watch it, it is on YouTube. You can look up Halo Nightfall. There's actually a channel called Halo Nightfall, and they have all 5 episodes. I'm assuming there's only 5. That's all they have there. It looks like I'm about 10 minutes from the end of the 5th episode, so I'll get to finally
Okay.
finish it when we're done. Not that great. Not
So
as good
it's
as
not as
Forward.
good as okay.
No, it's not as good as Forward Unto Dawn at all by any means. It's kind of corny. It's kind of hokey. It's low budget. I get what people were saying. I
Was
think
this the Spielberg one?
this
The thing that they build is being done by Spielberg.
I think this one
I
was.
don't remember.
I don't think this was Spielberg. I thought this was. Oh, what's his name? I can't remember his name. I'll look it up right now. Look up the wiki here. But what?
Yeah, I'll have to check. I'll have to check it out tomorrow. Give me something to do on the train.
Yeah, it is. It is on the YouTubes. So if you're interested, you can check it out. So
Okay.
I'm looking up right now, trying to find. I hate IMDb. Full cast and crew. I don't want that. I want to know who produced it and all that stuff. But
So I remember they had something that
Ridley
Spielberg was.
Scott.
Oh, Ridley
Ridley
Scott.
Scott.
Okay.
This one was Ridley Scott. David Zucker is another name you've probably heard of. Um,
Is that the guy that started Facebook? Nah, I'm just
no.
kidding.
So this is not the Spielberg one.
Okay. Is hey, that brings up a quick question here. So Spielberg was supposed to do some kind of TV show. Did that all get canceled with the closing of that Xbox studio? or is that still going to happen? Do you know?
I thought it was still going to happen.
Okay.
I thought they said that one wasn't impacted, but so.
Okay, I was just wondering. But anyway, stop taking us off track, Mark.
Okay,
Get back
so
to what we've
that's
been
what I
playing.
played. That's it. That wraps it up. So let's just get into the news. We're an hour in and we haven't even got to the news. So
Yeah, we're an hour in and we talked about like 5 games.
all right, it's all you, man.
All right, news time.
Just do them in
All
order.
right. Yeah. Okay, so the Halo 5 beta multiplayer setup has all started, and the pre-order for the game has opened. You're looking at 3 different versions. There's a standard edition for $59.99, which is Halo 5 Guardians plus an exclusive poster, and it's only available to those that pre-order. There's a limited edition for $99.99. This is everything in the standard edition plus new digital content to enhance Spartan combat and exclusive items wrapped in a uniquely designed steel book. They really like to put steel cases and tins and stuff in those limited editions, don't they? Then there's the limited collector's edition for, hold on to your seats, $249.99. So that's $250. That's everything in the previous editions there. That's limited and the standard edition, as well as additional content such as the commemorative numbered statue designed by 343 Industries. And more details on the design are going to be shared at some time in the hopefully near future. Then moving on, Xbox Live founder Boyd Moulter announced that he's departing from Microsoft after 17 years with the company. He revealed that it's a career change, and he announced that on Twitter. And he said basically, goodbye, Microsoft. It was a good run. Xbox was great. Time to do something new. A lot of people might think as, hey, people are bailing out of Microsoft, out of the Xbox division, but 17 years at one company when you're in the tech industry, that's almost unheard of. I mean, that is a really good run, especially like in the tech industry. People usually hop from job to job after about 18 months on average. So I don't think personally this spells anything negative for the Xbox, but this guy's been there since the beginning with all 3 consoles, the original, the 360, and the One. So he definitely had his hand in some good stuff there. Then there's a new announcement for Sling TV. I'm sure you guys have probably heard about this. It's backed by Dish Network. Sling TV is an over-the-top television service that's going to deliver live sports, lifestyle, family, news, and information channels, video on demand, entertainment, and all sorts of internet video. It's going to run about $20 a month. Well, not about 20. It's going to run $20 a month with Sling TV. There's no commitment. You don't have a contract. There isn't a credit check, hardware installation, because I guess you've already installed that hardware to your Xbox. And supposedly no hidden fees or any of that kind of stuff. Confirmed channels so far are ESPN, ESPN2, TNT, TBS, Food Network, HGTV, Cartoon Network, and Disney Channel, with more channels coming down the pipe later on. So this might be a nice alternative for people looking to cut the cord, I would think, because you get some of those channels at a reasonably affordable price, and they're main network channels that I think most of us probably are paying at least $100 a month to get on cable or satellite currently. So Xbox One will be an exclusive gaming console for the service when it launches later on in the next couple of weeks. Xbox developers get more core goodness. The Xbox One has 8 cores right now. 6 of them are usable. Microsoft is opening up the 7th core to be used partially for gaming. So we can get some more, maybe some more P's in our games, because 900 or whatever P's isn't enough. We need 1080, or I doubt we'll get more. But
Well, that's what the
so
internet
let's.
tells us.
You want more GBs and you want more P's. Eat your P's. But yeah, so they've unlocked this, and hopefully the programmers can put it to use and make the games even more silky smooth. Not that they aren't already. Killer Instinct for Xbox One is about to receive a new fighter, Omen, which is the spirit of rage, corruption, and shadow energy. Players familiar with Killer Instinct may recognize Omen as the spirit that turns Jago into Shadow Jago, a dark and twisted version of the warrior monk. According to the developer, Iron Galaxy, Omen has accrued enough energy through his battles as Shadow Jago to take a physical form of his own. So look for that in the future there. Game Zeros, or is that Gyros? However you say it, it's coming to Xbox One. It's a cooperative action brawler that lets players stomp out opposing forces with combos, guns, and towering mechanical armor under a Saturday morning cartoon style aesthetic. Saturday morning cartoons, what are those? They don't have those anymore. People don't know what that is. They got rid of those a long time ago, didn't they? Yes,
Nope.
yes, they did.
Nope.
They're still around?
Saturday morning cartoons, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they're gone.
Well, I don't.
Maybe
I don't know if they're. I don't know if they're on the. You could be right. I don't know if they're on the major
Yeah.
networks because my kids watch like Disney and Cartoon Network.
Yeah, yeah. They watch the ones that are actually interesting as opposed to the ones that ditch the Saturday morning cartoons. Anyway, Dying Light is now available for pre-order. So make sure to jump on that one. It looks like it's going to be pretty cool. Far Cry 4 made the news the other day. It dropped off of the Microsoft Marketplace, Xbox Live. And there's a little bit of controversy as to what happened with the game. Basically, people were having trouble finding it, and there were rumors of hidden DRM and all sorts of stuff. Microsoft responded with a quick little response to that, which basically said if customers own the rights to a game, they can visit their download history and initiate a re-download whenever they please, even if the game has been delisted from the Xbox Store and is no longer available for purchase. So that just kind of tells us that once we buy a game, it's ours and you can download it. You might need to search for it in a different spot, but it will be there for you to download and play. Another game has released last week, and that's Funk of Titans. And this game is very, 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 very funky. It's definitely got a unique style. I don't know if it's a style for me, but it's something different there. Then Rogue Legacy, that's a game that's coming out to Xbox One in the future. It's a little platformer game. You might want to check it out. British developer Rebellion revealed a revamped third-person shooter bundle for the PC, PS4, and the Xbox One. It's called the Zombie Army Trilogy. As a studio hinted in its announcement back in February of last year, so it's almost a year ago, the collection features both Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army and its sequel. Standalone expansions of the developer's tactical shooter, Sniper Elite 2. The package also includes the never-before-seen third installment in the series and a brand new Horde mode. Then beta registration for Smite on Xbox One is now open. If you're interested, definitely check it out. This is a third-person, multiplayer online battle arena style game, also known as MOBA. And sign up to give yourself a chance to test the game out. It's going to be coming sometime in early 2015. And last but not least, Assassin's Creed Unity It's had kind of a tough run there when it came out initially, with a lot of issues with the game across all platforms. It just wasn't limited to the Xboxes or the Xbox One. And there was a whole bunch of things that Ubisoft did shortly after that, mainly pulling the season pass. Then they're going to be giving people a game, some decent titles, and some of the options there. And then everybody who has Assassin's Creed Unity, oh, the game was only for the season pass holders, but everybody who has Assassin's Creed Unity is going to be getting the new DLC package, Dead Kings, and that comes out tomorrow, Tuesday. Well, what the heck date is that? Today is the 12th, so January 13th, tomorrow, Dead Kings is going to be out for free for everybody who has Assassin's Creed Unity. And this one offers 5 hours of extra gameplay. So that's quite a deal. And that is the news for this week, my friend.
Well,
Now you can talk again.
what? Just a moment, though. This just in. I got two quick news things. Thought this was interesting. Did you know that Friday the 13th, the video game, is coming out, Rob?
Not interested.
This is a multiplayer versus solo game for Friday the 13th. It's in
What?
production.
Multiplayer versus solo? What does that mean?
I think it's a much like think of Evolve, where it's 4v1.
Oh, okay.
That's probably what this is. The one player will be Jason, trying to kill the others. But this is positioned as an asymmetrical, cooperative, and competitive multiplayer predator/prey horror experience. The game is currently in development at an unnamed studio.
Not interested.
I thought that was kind of corny, but more interesting, what I thought, was that Forza Motorsport 6 has been announced. This actually was announced at the... oh, hold on.
Is it going to be one of those games that are going to be coming out in like 2020?
I doubt it. I'm sure
Okay.
we're probably going to see it in 2015.
Good. So it's not one of those titles that are just a billion years out.
It's the next Forza game. In a joint statement, auto manufacturer Ford and console manufacturer Microsoft have officially confirmed the next entry in the Xbox's hit racing franchise, Forza Motorsport 6, is currently in development for Xbox One. This announcement comes from the ongoing North American International Auto Show in Detroit, where Ford has just unveiled its new Ford GT supercar.
Oh, yeah, I saw
And
that.
this is the same car that's going to be on the cover of the game. Additionally, the two companies also announced the game will feature the newly revealed F-150 Raptor and Shelby GT350 Mustang models before they are available to the public. So,
Interesting. Yeah, it's about time because Forza 5 came out, what, in
well, last year.
2013?
It was a release title.
Yeah.
So November of 2013, we had Forza Horizon 2 come out in November, October of 2014. So yeah, Forza Motorsport 6 would be next year.
I'm ready for the next Horizon.
Yeah, I don't think I need Forza Motorsport 6, but
Yeah, I know it's a cool game. It's a little more serious than Forza Horizon, definitely. And I think for Forza Horizon and those games that aren't quite as serious, the more arcadey titles are more my speed.
all right, cool.
Yeah,
Well, that's
so that's
it.
cool.
There's,
That's good.
there's other
Cool
new
news.
stuff, but we'll save it for the next week's episode.
Right on.
And it's time to move into the roundtable. So we got two things to discuss. The first is it looks like avatars are going to be making a return. So I'm just curious, Rob.
The movie?
No, that your little buddy that you can click and he'll wave at you on the 360.
My dude.
Your little dude, your little man. They are on the Xbox One. You may not know it because you don't see them. You have to go digging around to find them, but they are still there. But it looks like they might continue to maybe have more of a place on the 360 or on the Xbox One. But personally, I don't know. I'm curious. What do you think? Do you want to see the avatars come back? Or are you fine with them
Well,
being pushed to the back of the closet, so to speak, on the one like they are now?
well, I definitely, I don't know if I see a purpose to them in the Xbox One because we just haven't had them. I mean, it's been almost a year and a half now without them, and I can't say that not having him has really detracted from the experience. However, going into the Xbox 360 and scrolling through there, it's like you expect to see him, and I like seeing that little image when you get into like oh, what was it? What is it, like the friends area or something? And it shows you like the couple avatars and what people are playing.
Right.
You know, the people that are online. And from that aspect, I kind of expect them there, and I like seeing them there. But it's almost like window dressing or like background music. You know, you can appreciate that it's there, but if it's gone, you might notice it, but it won't really detract from the experience. You know what I'm saying?
I
What do you
right.
think?
I prefer just a list of friends. I never liked seeing the avatar list because it made it way too long, you know.
Oh, it
And
takes up a lot of space. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like give me my list, and um, I want to know who's on, and I don't care about an avatar, what
How
their
about in
avatar's
the
doing.
How about in the Xbox One, where it shows you what everybody's been doing, like their achievements and such, in that little friends
The little activity
list?
feed.
Yeah. What if it showed the avatar in there, like a small one?
I just if it's going to be animated and doing stuff, I think it could slow it down. I don't need we don't need anything to slow down the UI. You
Right.
know, just because all that power is there does not mean that they need to use it all for stupid
So
stuff.
you'd rather get something a little more practical, like
I like the UI the way it is. I don't.
cheesy or
Yeah,
something.
don't go backwards. Go forward.
Yeah.
I don't need that avatar. The avatars on the 360 were brought over because of the Wii.
Yep.
It was a rip off of the Wii.
Oh,
I
totally.
think Microsoft needs to stand out and be its own thing and not try to copy Nintendo. And we don't
Yeah.
need the avatars. I like the UI the way it is. I think it's nice. I think it works well. They could probably make some improvements to it, but
Mhm.
don't putting an avatar back front and center is not gonna will do nothing for it.
Oh yeah.
So
And when you get the systems like this thing here, get my little 3DS. You know, you got the little Mii's in there, and it makes sense. It makes sense because the graphics are
right,
kind of cartoony in the system, and it's fitting. And you know, with the 360, they did have a couple of games that featured the avatars in them. What there's the Keflings. Um, what was that other one?
there's a
There's
Kingdom of
Kingdom of
Keflings,
Keflings.
World of
There's
Keflings.
Yeah, there was
There's
another one that had them too,
Well,
wasn't
there's
it?
a lot of games that had the avatars in it, and but and I don't mind if they do that. I think kids enjoy it, but leave the avatars in the background on the Xbox One where they're at. This
Yeah.
system is a family home entertainment system designed to bring you your movies, your music, your games. It doesn't need avatars in there. I just think that's let Nintendo do that. You don't need to follow suit. Stand up, be your own console, be your own person, Microsoft. If you want to do something like that, fine, shove it in the background like where it is, but leave it there. So,
What would you think if they took that? You remember with the Kinect when they were first, or actually at that time it was Project Natal, when they had Milo. Remember that little kid,
mm,
Milo? That oh, what's his face? That
was it
one.
about the
That
E3
one.
demo?
Yeah, it was like a little kid that was interacting
Right.
with the person through the camera, and he was like
Oh,
by a pond, and he was like skipping rocks
yeah, it was
on the
stupid.
water. Yeah, but if you had more realistic avatars, let's say like that Milo kid, and they interacted with you almost like on a Cortana level, do you think that would be more interesting?
I think having Cortana and seeing her they're putting Cortana into the phones. Cortana is now going to be involved in Windows 10.
Yep.
I think maybe bringing Cortana into the Xbox One and talking to you and maybe seeing her avatar, her image, instead of these little cartoony avatars that we have, I think that
Yeah.
makes more sense, and I think that would be better.
Yeah.
I'd rather look at Cortana than my little avatar. I like my little guy there, but Cortana.
Nice.
There's your perv thought of the day.
Nice.
So, but anyways, I think we can do away with them.
Yeah. And the avatars were a source of revenue to a point, I think, because I'm sure there's a fair amount of people that bought clothing and who knows what else, props and such. I don't know if it generated enough to actually warrant the whole system, because personally, I never bought anything. I was cheap with my avatar. I was like, why would I spend 240 Microsoft points on an avatar when I could spend it on a game?
Yeah. So,
Not that you could buy a game for 240
no.
points, but
I was like $3.
yeah. For the cost of 3 shirts, you can get a cheap game. But yeah, and there's that company that got assimilated to do this, right?
Well, that's the other thing.
Is it
Rare, yeah,
Rare?
Rare does all this, and I would rather see Rare use their resources to either make some new IPs that are Xbox only, so we've got some more exclusive titles, and
Yeah.
possibly bring back some of the very popular franchises that they have in their catalog. That's what I think Rare should be doing, not avatar clothing.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
all right.
I agree. So, yeah, we'll see what they do.
Well, we have spoken, my friend.
Yes, we have.
Phil, I hope you're listening. We are the voice of Xbox One community.
Yeah,
You and me
if you want some
solely.
more, if you want some more clarification or statements, just call us, all right?
Yeah, have your people contact our people.
Yeah,
We got people, don't we?
I think so. Somewhere.
Brun's our people.
Yeah, because he's not here because he's doing errands for us.
That's right.
He's bringing you your dry cleaning right now.
So, all right. Well, let's
Okay.
let's move on, and the next one's going to be a bit of interesting.
Okay.
So, I want to talk about PlayStation Now. A lot of people
Oh,
here,
right now?
right now. We're going to
Right
talk
now?
about
Okay.
PlayStation Now. Not
Now.
PlayStation Now, but PlayStation Now. Now.
No. Yeah, you're going to talk about PlayStation Now.
Something like that.
How now?
Anyways.
Yeah, okay.
The reason I'm bringing this up, a lot of people that listen to us have multi-consoles,
Yep.
and we're not there. We're not going to bash Sony here, not at all. But I can see Microsoft doing something like this. People have to. So there's a couple things. 2 reasons I wanted to talk about this week. Number one is a lot of people have talked about, I want backward compatibility, and I want to play my 360 games on my Xbox One, and blah, blah, blah. Why can't I do this? And stuff like that. So now Sony has released PlayStation Now, which allows you to play 100 plus PS3 games on your PS4. Now, this is a service. So, and that's the second part of this whole story, is that it's $20 a month, or $44.99 for 3 months, which basically equates to $15 a month. So, and that's the best you can get. So you're either paying $15 a month or $20 a month for backwards compatibility, essentially.
So that would be $240 a year or $180
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah. So my thoughts are like, yikes. First of all, no way would I pay for this. It's simply too expensive. And I think it's kind of crazy. However, I've talked about, I would love to pay GameFly if they did a digital download service, and I would pay them $20, $30 a month to digitally rent games so that I didn't have to buy them anymore.
So it's digital rental, not
right.
digital down.
So
Right.
this could essentially be what I was kind of asking for in the form of GameFly. But what I don't know is if their entire catalog is available, and I don't know if it's it doesn't. It looks like from the image, it looks like there's more than just Sony titles, because I see stuff like The Walking Dead listed here, Grid. I'm trying to recognize some of these games, like that's some Lego Batman. So there are games that aren't. So it's not like a Sony only. The question came up. We were talking about it yesterday. I don't know if there's any EA titles in there because Sony did refuse the EA access. They didn't want EA access on PlayStation.
Yep.
Well, actually, I do. Oh no, that's NBA 2K14. It looks like. So I don't know if there's any EA titles. EA might be left out of this, or they may not allow Sony to do it since Sony snubbed them. But here's the difference between what I wanted and what this service is. Is so far this service is PlayStation 3 games. Now, I don't think it's worth it to spend $15 to $20 a month to play games from an older system on your new system. Where I think there'd be value here, and I think customers of Sony's customers who already have to pay PlayStation Plus, this is additional above PlayStation Plus, so you got to pay your $50 a year plus another $180 at a minimum a year for this experience to play older games on your new system.
Right.
That's the rub. Is the problem for me is I think it's way too expensive when it's not new games. Now the GameFly thing, the digital GameFly is Dying Light comes out here. I bought it. Comes out the end of the month. The next Saints Row 4 remastered or whatever it is coming out here in another week or so. The Resident Evil remake is coming out next week, I think, or within a week or something like that. So those are new games that are made for the Xbox One. That's what I would want to rent. I don't want to pay $20 to $30 a month to play games that I already have sitting on my shelf that I could just put the disc into my 360 and play it.
Oh, yeah.
And even if I don't own the game, am I going to go back and play them? Would I really go back, pay that kind of money to play a game? I don't even buy anything on 360 anymore. I mean, I've completely made the move. I think I bought one game. That was, I think, the XCOM game. The latest XCOM. I think it was the only one. Oh, no, the Borderlands, which was horrible. The last Borderlands game I bought on 360.
Yeah, the prequel.
The prequel, yeah. And that was just horrible. But so outside of those things, that's only because they weren't on the one. But at this point, I'm not going to buy anything on my 360 anymore. So I don't feel the need to pay. I think it's kind of crazy to ask people to pay that kind of money to play old games on their new system. And it's not like you get to download them. So in a good way, you don't download them. So it's not taking up hard drive space. However, they're streamed. So, again, they could probably take and remove the game at any point if they want to remove it from the service. Just like the EA Access thing. We don't know how long those games will stay in the vault. But I don't know. What do you think of this? And again, if Microsoft did something like this, should they look at this? I honestly believe they're working on something like this.
Without a doubt, they've got to be. And
would you pay the extra to say they came out this E3 and said the entire 360 library is available to play on Xbox One for $20 a month?
I wouldn't get it.
Yeah,
I say that now. I don't. I can reasonably say like 95% chance I would not. I'd never say never, I guess.
$20 a month to play games on the. But you have a 360, right?
Exactly. And what I was going to mention is okay. My experience with old games in particular has been, no matter how great the game was, it's always better in nostalgia than it is playing it right now. And I can say that based on just playing that goofy little Atari kit that they've been selling at all the stores, where you get like 90 games and that little fake Atari. system. They got like Intellivision stuff like that. All these games that I remember so fondly. I mean, they were horrible. They were just atrocious games when I played them just a couple weeks back. And I can't say that, let's say, original Xbox or 360 games are just going to be atrocious, but they're not at the level that we're used to right now.
Yeah.
And although the games might be good, you're still going to compare them
Yeah.
to something that you played today, something that you played last week or whatnot. If you play the original Call of Duty, and I know that was like World War II, if you play that game now, you're going to look at it and go, wow, these graphics are like really like blah, and the colors are weird, and you see all the pixelation, whereas Advanced Warfare is like leaps and bounds beyond it. So the experience won't quite be the same. You've got the issue of internet issues. There's a potential, like you were saying, that you were having issues with Go, HBO Go. If you have internet issues, it'll make a game unplayable. I don't know how they would address things like lag. That would be probably the number one issue that you'd have to deal with, because if you're playing a first-person shooter, if there's even like the tiniest little delay between when you move left and when your character moves left on the screen, it could mean the difference between starting the game over or getting out of a jam. So there's a bunch of stuff to consider along those lines. And then lastly, I was just thinking about this while you were talking. So with the PlayStation Now setup of let's say $20 a month.
Well, that's what it is.
With
PlayStation Now is $20 a month.
Yeah. With $20 a month times a year, that's $240. If we were to transfer that over into the Xbox, and let's say they offered a similar system, and it was $20 a month, and it was for 360 games, how many used 360 games can you get for $240?
You could clean out a GameStop probably.
Yeah, I mean, you
Because
figure,
those things are so cheap now. They're all like
yeah,
$5
to
maybe.
$10, right? So you could get all those games, and they're yours. You can play them wherever you want, because I've got two 360s in the house, so you could play them on either system, their discs or whatever. You can play them when your internet's down, or whatever. And it doesn't make sense, I guess, to pay extra for something that you're seemingly going to get a lot more from, but you just can't take advantage of it. And that leads me into the second half of this last point, and that's that I'm getting 24 free games with Games with Gold on the 360 and 18 games for free on Xbox One a year. Plus, I'm buying games. I don't have time to play any of those, let alone to stream Fallout 3 for 30 hours. You just don't have that time.
Right.
And I think it's something that just seems a lot cooler than it is. And now, if it was offered for free as part of, Xbox Live or whatnot, I would try it. But I don't see myself, digging deep into the 360 collection to play those games.
Wouldn't that be interesting at E3? Because Sony's going to be touting this. It's out. Hey, look what we have. Wouldn't it be funny if Microsoft came out and said, "Oh, we've got Xbox Now. Oh, and by the way, it's free for Gold members, and you can play all the 360 libraries." Or maybe Xbox One library, because you probably could. If you could do the 360 library, well, guess what? Most of the Xbox original games were emulated, or because they did backward compatibility. Most of the games were backward compatible, so you probably would be able to do the whole Xbox library in your Xbox One. But if they're smart enough, they know people aren't going to pay for that.
Yeah.
But just say, it's included. If you want, it's there. Because, I mean, they're just streaming it anyways. It's all sitting in the cloud. You know? They've made their money on this. And it might bring more people to the platform.
Yeah, it would be an added benefit. And I could see Phil Spencer, pulling this trick out of his hat.
Yeah.
Trying to trump Sony.
Yep, saying it's free.
Yeah.
And they could even say for the rest of 2015, it's free if you're a gold member in 2015, or if you've been a gold member prior to, the day they launch it or something like that. But give people time to come cross back over and join in and get it. But it's interesting. I just want Microsoft to continue focusing on the system updates to improve some things, give us more games, better games. I'd rather them focus on not the old. Let Sony look in the past if that's what their customer base wants, and their customer base will definitely rear up and say, "Ooh, this is the greatest thing ever." They criticize Microsoft and us for having to pay Xbox Live Gold fees. Now they don't seem to have a problem with having to pay for PlayStation Plus. They think there's nothing wrong with that.
Like everybody does it.
Yeah, and it's just interesting, but it is interesting too, though, that PlayStation fans have grumbled very loudly about this price. So we'll see what happens. But I do think it's crazy pricing. I think it's kind of a neat idea to have it there, but that's an insane price that I don't think people are just going to pay for.
Yeah.
So
I just wonder how well it's going to take off, because that OnLive service that we had a couple of years back, that didn't do so well.
I think it's still around, though. I do believe they're still around.
Yeah, I think they got bought by somebody, and it just...
Well, like Gaikai, they got bought out by Sony. This is because of Gaikai. So,
right.
And I mean, people have talked. We've read stories talk about this in the past, that Microsoft is working on a cloud option like this too. So I would expect to see this at E3, that Microsoft will announce their something like this. But what I would want to see is them come out and say, here's a subscription service. You can play all the past stuff if you want, but for $20 a month, I'd give you $20 a month just to say, let me just play unlimited everything new coming out, as if I'm renting it. Even if you limit that I have to download it and then can only rent or play one or two games at a time, I'd still be fine with that.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Time will tell. Time will tell. Yeah, E3's about 6 months away now.
Yep, in June.
So we don't have to wait very long. It'll be here before we know it.
So, all right. So let's jump into our community. I'll let you run with this.
All right. So, for our community stuff, we've got a bunch of things out there. Make sure to check out the Facebook group for This Xbox Life. We've got a very active community out there. People posting stuff every day. Mark posts news stories, and we always post when the latest episode of the show has posted on there. So definitely check that out. If you're a member on Facebook. It is a closed group, so you have to ask for permission to get in there. But the added benefit of that is that once you're in the group, when you post on there, you don't spam your entire feed. And all your friends and family get to see you nerd talking about your Xbox, your favorite console, and your favorite podcast. You can contact us on email at contact@thisxboxlife.com. We're also on Twitter under This Xbox Life. And you can also leave us a voicemail on the thisxboxlife.com website. There's a little widget on the right-hand side when you go to the main page. Just click on that. It works on mobile devices as well. And leave us a message. And we will use your recording on the show so you can hear yourself speak on the podcast. Speaking of which, we've got a message, don't we?
We do. And here we go.
Good evening, community and hosts. Vengeful Loki here. If you could only buy 2 games this year, which 2 are you most looking forward to? For me, it would be The Division and Red Dead Revenge. Thank you.
Alrighty, Rob. So, which two games, if you could only buy two games this year, what would they be? I selected The Division and
Right.
Crackdown 3. Now, I know Crackdown 3 probably isn't going to come out this year, but I'm hoping, I'm hoping, I'm hoping. So, and same with The Division. We don't know. It will probably be delayed because it's Ubisoft, but
Yeah.
those are the two I would most want this year. How about you?
I was just thinking about the division. So, based on their current past history, in particular with Unity, I think if I get it like right away, I've got to get the DLC because I want my free game when they pull it. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I had a real hard time trying to decide. There's a ton of really good games coming out, a ton of them throughout the entire year, and they seem to be announcing more stuff all the time.
I did you see
I,
I posted in the Facebook group today. IGN has a list of all the games that are coming in 2015
or at least
for
the ones we
the
know about,
yeah, but there's a pretty big list of stuff
the
there.
main ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And of course, a lot of the stuff they do don't have what do you call it? They don't have a what am I
Like
saying? What am I
release
saying? What am I
dates,
saying? Yeah, there's a
release
lot of
dates
stuff that's uh,
to be
yes.
determined.
Thank you.
Q4, Q question mark. Who knows
Yes.
when it's coming out to be determined.
But I mean, we've got
But
like some of the big ones. I think are uh, I don't know if you're interested, but Dying Light. I've already got that bought.
yeah.
But let me look at this real quick.
Well,
We
let me mention my games real quick
oh
before you go
okay.
off on the
Sorry, go
list.
ahead.
Yeah, because so whittling it down to just two, probably the two that I'm looking forward to the most would be the new Batman game that hopefully will be out at the end of the year and not pushing the next. That's the Arkham Knight.
June 2nd's the
Uh,
release date.
what? I thought it was at the end of the year.
It's IGN's got it listed as June 2nd.
I don't know about that. 'Cause I thought remember seeing a press release saying that it was out towards the end. But hey, I like June 2nd a lot better than October and November.
Yeah.
And then Rise of the Tomb Raider. I really
Yes.
enjoyed the last Tomb Raider. So Rise of the Tomb Raider is definitely up high on my list. But, you know, right under both of those would be Quantum Break. That one looks really sweet.
Yes.
They had those trailers that they released with Sam Lake doing that narration and just kind of explaining it, and that looked really cool. The Division, like you said, Below is another one. This is the one that they announced back in the reveal for the Xbox
Yeah.
One, I think, or it was just right after that in E3. I usually get what they released in those two events a little mixed up because they were so close to each other. That was the one. It was kind of like they phrase it as like a roguelike game, but it looks really cool based on the trailers that they've shown. Ori and the Blind Forest looks pretty good as well. Um,
You
that's
know,
another one of those like strange indie type games. What?
Below is not even on this list for
Yeah,
2015.
that one's supposed to be out this year, from what I saw. And yeah, and there's a couple other games, like Dying Light and such. So there's so much good stuff coming out this year. It's literally hard to decide. Just got to play them all, I guess. If you can't decide, play them all.
There you go.
But yeah, you were going to read your list.
Oh no, I was just looking. I was going to name a few
Oh, okay.
things that are probably big titles, but
Yeah, go ahead.
I know a lot of people are. Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh, cough, cough.
Yeah,
Ricola.
so we got Assassin's Creed Victory, Batman: Arkham Knight, The Witcher 3,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Crackdown 3, Dead Island 2, Fable Legends, Halo
Yep.
5, um, Just Cause 3, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, Ori and the Blind Forest, Quantum Break, Scalebound, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Star Wars Battlefront, State of Decay Year 1 Edition, Elder Scrolls Online, Rainbow Six Siege, The Division, So those are some big name titles. Kingdom Hearts 3 that are at least supposedly coming in the next year, but I'm sure many of these will be pushed back. Battlefield Hardline, the Resident Evil remake.
That one's coming out soon, isn't it?
That's like within a week or two, I think.
Yeah, like $20 or something. I think I remember seeing.
Yeah. So there's the
1999.
Resident Evil HD remaster comes out on the 20th, and then there's Resident Evil Revelations coming out as well. So
Yeah, the remaster's 20, I think,
so
not the other one.
a lot of stuff coming.
So you mentioned quite a few titles there, and I mean, that's more than a dozen that you mentioned that really stick in titles that I'm anticipating as being good. So that's a lot of gaming right there.
Make room in your wallet.
Yeah. Plus, hey, plus the free ones that they're going to give us.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still waiting for Loco Cycle to hit the free run because I can't believe that game has not been free. As bad as it is.
Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day because I saw that it was on sale. And I was just thinking, like, how you mentioned that you were convinced it was going to be the first free game on Xbox One when they announced the Games with Gold was coming.
Yeah, I remember playing that at the Xbox preview event that Loki and I went to, and I spent a couple minutes with it. And I'm like, this is garbage. I mean, I'm playing an Xbox One game before this console's even out, and I'm like, this blows. And I just drew. I'm like, we're out of here. Let's go do something else.
And didn't you go over to Major Nelson and say, hey, this game really blows?
We did talk to him, but no, yeah. I mean, the first thing we went to was Max. That was the very first game that, or no, I take that back. It was Peggle. The very first game I played on the Xbox One at that event was Peggle. But but then we played Max, and I had never heard of Max, and Bo was like, "Oh, Max, the Curse of Brotherhood. It's the game I'm looking forward to." When we played it there, I was like blown away. I was like, "I want this game," and it did not disappoint. So.
Yeah, didn't they actually no, that studio just came out with the Kalimba.
Yes,
that was decent. It was okay.
I have no interest in Kalimba. I was sad to see them do something like that.
Actually.
I wanted more. Max looked so good. It was so fun. I would have loved to seen them do something like a sequel to that, or just something new, but another platform. I mean, they did a platformer. Just Max looked so beautiful.
Yeah, it did.
It was such a good-looking game.
How it would zoom in and out, and just it was so well done. It was probably, I'll consider it a launch title because it was within a couple of weeks of launch, and it was probably as good, if not better, than some of the other titles that the Xbox One launched with. It was a great game, so definitely pick it up for $5. For $5, it's a great game.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome. It can be frustrating. It can be frustrating at times, but it is fun. All right. So, let's hit any new releases this week.
Yes. We got a couple of things for the 360. We got Monopoly Deal and Trivial Pursuit Live coming out. And then Xbox One, look for Assassin's Creed Unity Dead Kings DLC releasing tomorrow on the 13th. And that is all until Major Nelson announces that something else is available.
And where might people be able to buy their games or pre-order games if they want physical copies and stuff like that?
Absolutely. So anything that you need for your home, for your gaming systems, you name it, for your fish tank, make sure to go to Amazon and check them out, see if they have it. And when you go there, use our affiliate link to help the show out. And we will, in turn, use the proceeds and have fun contests and good stuff for y'all.
True that.
Yep.
All right. Well, sir, that's all I have for this week. Do you have any last-minute thoughts?
No, sir. I'm done as well.
All right. Well, we thank you guys for joining us for part 2. I see some of you hung out with us both nights in a row. Thank you.
Part 2.
And we will get the show out to you guys ASAP. Thanks again for listening. Be sure to rate us on your podcast application of choice.
Podcatcher.
Podbean, Podcast, iTunes, wherever you
Beyond
listen to us.
Pod.
Please rate
Feedly.
us, review us. We really appreciate it. Help us get to know known out there in the world. Also, be sure to share the Facebook group with friends. Tell them about it. Like Rob said, it is a closed group, so if you're posting in it and you're friends with your boss won't see your posts. So it doesn't
Yeah,
go.
your boss won't see all your posts during business hours
Exactly. So
unless your boss is part of the group as well. Then you'll see their posts.
Ooh, that's true. But if your boss is a gamer, then you probably are both talking games during work anyway, so it's probably cool.
Exactly.
So, alrighty. Well, thanks you guys. We will be back next week, and with that, I am Mark, aka Wingman 709, taking off.
This is Rob, also known as Presar. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you all next week.